And next we have Aaron Dworkin from NSLA. Mr. Dworkin is the CEO of the National Summer Learning Association, a national nonprofit working to ensure students in every community has access to summer learning experiences regardless of income. In recent weeks, he has been touring the country to hear from programs around the United States on the importance of these kinds of programs. So I look forward to learning more about what he has heard and learned. Welcome, Mr. Dworkin.
Colleagues as well. So my name is Aaron Dworkin, and I have the honor of serving as the CEO of the National Summer Learning Association, a coalition of more than 25,000 school districts, nonprofits, government agencies, and corporate partners, all working to ensure every kid in America, but especially the most vulnerable, can access and participate in a high-quality summer experience every year. And summer learning, for those who don't know, is a term our field uses to describe structured and supervised summer programs, education experiences that offer a combination of academic goals like math, reading, and STEM that you would find in a summer school, plus the enrichment and physical activity and exposure to nature experiences you might find in a summer camp, as well as the career skills and workforce development opportunities you would find through a summer job and summer internships. And I would just like to say thank you to the senators, because maybe you realize or don't, but you are running your own summer learning program this summer in the form of your summer internship program in your office. And I want to say thank you for the opportunities and experiences you're providing those young people working for you. Now, for some, the summer months are a time of a vacation, a long trip, or going to the beach. But for millions of school leaders, policymakers, and working parents, summer is a solution. It's an evidence-based, nonpartisan solution with bipartisan support. And this is why we have so many people who are focused on this issue, and it's helping to solve increasing needs and challenges facing kids and families in the areas of childhood hunger, juvenile crime, childcare for working parents, mental health, support for students with special needs, in terms of academic support, getting kids into nature and off their phones. And as kids get older, it becomes, again, helping more students prepare for college and careers. And again, we want to thank the senators here and your colleagues, as well as the Republican colleagues who join you in recently helping to release the already approved 21st Century Community Learning Center funds that were being withheld and delayed. And we hope that we can get more folks to honor and get the administration to honor their previous commitments made with the remaining funds, so programs can properly plan, staff, budget, and let their families know what's going to be available and how they can participate. The anxiety, the concern is palpable both on the staff side, on the family side, as I've been traveling the country. But this is something that we should all want to invest in. There are decades and reams, I bring this book here, of research from Rand and the National Academies of Sciences and Gallup and so many others that show the positive, immediate, and lasting positive effects summer programs can have on kids' lives, and they all add up. I'll actually say that if you add up every kid's summer from the time they're in kindergarten through their last summer before they graduate college, that's an additional 5.5 school years of learning time that you could add to a kid's life. And we know, sadly, some kids get to take advantage of that time, but millions of kids do not, and they are dependent on this federal funding that supports those opportunities. In fact, last year, a Gallup poll came out that showed 30 million kids in America were in summer programs, but of that, 2/3 were middle and high-income kids who could pay out of pocket to be in those programs, and only 37% were kids who qualified for free and reduced lunch. But closing this gap is important, possible, and within our reach. But again, we need the federal investment and continued federal investment and leadership to make it happen. And so we should just remember why it is worth our time investing in summer programs and investing in these kids and families. And it's a very high ROI, high return on investment. And the way we remember why it is so is we talk about the eyes of summer. So quickly, I'll just share. There are the 3 eyes of summer that make this investment worth fighting for. The first I stands for improvement. So every summer program helps kids get better at school and in math and reading, and we have lots of examples. This is why a poll of superintendents showed that 90% of school district superintendents want to continue their summer programs. And we're very proud of our friends in the state of Alabama who used their federal funds, emergency funds, to make huge investments in summer camps for math and reading, and then watch their reading scores for kids go from 49th to 34th in reading, and from the bottom to 32nd in math because of their summer investments. But the improvement's not just for kids, it's for adults as well. Every summer program doubles up as a form of staff training, and it's a way of professional development. And so there are programs like in Minnesota, Generation Teach, Breakthrough Collaborative, where they are summer programs for kids, but they are doubly recruiting and training and preparing new teachers for the workforce. Join NEA. So these are things that happen. The second I to remember why this matters is about innovation. And we think of the summertime as the R&D, the research and development time for education. It's where new ideas can be tested and tried out, and not just in curriculum and new programs, but also in unlikely partnerships, which really matter, especially when you realize that Gallup, again, referred to, of all the kids in summer programs, 72% of them in the summer are not in school-based settings. So the only way to have schools reach all those kids where they are is to have alignment and community partnerships. And that is what we're seeing all across the country. In Boston, the mayor, the school district, hundreds of nonprofits work together for something called Fifth Quarter of Learning. They have serving nearly 20,000 kids this summer, but they're learning in museums, they're learning in hospitals, they're learning in all these other nonprofits, and certified teachers are going in and working in those programs. We also see programs that do partner with sometimes parochial schools and private schools, but to serve public school students on their campuses and colleges, and like the Pueo program in Punahou in Hawaii is an example where public school students are benefiting from a partnership like that. And then in rural communities, we have summer camps that are teaming up with school districts to reach rural kids. So there are all these partnerships. Again, it's your federal funds and investment that make these partnerships and programs possible. And the final I that makes all this work so important to us is about impact. And you both as senators and your leadership have a huge impact on this country in education policy, and then we see what states can do. But ultimately, this is about helping individual kids and making sure that they have the lives that they want and have the opportunities they need. And I, like you, run a summer internship program, and so I meet kids every day, every summer, who have been impacted, like Ren from Newark, New Jersey, who was in the NJ LEAP program, which helped her finish high school, get a full scholarship to college, get her 2 summer internships, and now she decided after all that she wanted to go be a teacher back in Newark to help kids who grew up like her. Or Zion, who was in the Math Corps program in Michigan, which is college students teaching math to high school students who then tutor middle school students. He was in it for years. It led him to go to an Ivy League school. He got so good at math, he became a physics major, and then he interned here and worked for a senator, and now he works in STEM. And so there's all these examples of what we're trying to do through the summer programs. It has a huge impact on kids and real kids' lives, thanks to your leadership. And so just remember that the reason we're trying to do this is not to just only create new summer programs and be program providers, but to be solution providers. And if we focus on getting the federal funding in place so they can impact kids, then we'll be able to improve the skills of our staff and our students. We'll be able to innovate and help our communities innovate. And most importantly, we'll collectively have a huge impact that will prepare our kids and prepare our country. Thank you.
Well, I'm convinced. Thank you very much for that very passionate delivery, and for both of you. I know how committed you are.